everybody, this is the Miss Wolfie from our half acre homestead with a tea break. Look how hot my tea is. I blew my knee again, and it's not so much as I blow my knee, it's that I overwork it and then I have to relax. Now, Papa has a bunch of classes that he has to take out of town between now and November. And so what is going on is I tried to keep up the chores after he got home to give him a break, but my knee went. And when my knee goes, it doesn't mean it just gives out on me. It means the pain has gotten to the point where I have to use my walker in the house and I can't look after everything. So I can't do the chores, do the vacuuming, do the dishes, fold the laundry, do the laundry, put it away. I can't do all that stuff all the time. I have to focus on the house. This weekend's going to be really busy. And in a couple of weeks, Papa's going away again. So I have to rest my knee for when he does go away for the days that I do have to do it all. Thank goodness I'm not milking yet. The babies are still on their mamas and hopefully they'll keep them going. I'm actually considering buying a portable milker, not the kind that you hand pump, okay? Because if I'm going to hand pump, I might as well milk the bloody goats. But this time next year, I may have 4 goats in milk. And if that's the case, then I'm not going to be able to milk them. Heck, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to milk 2 until I get a milking machine. So I've been keeping my eye peeled for a just a portable electric milking machine for my goats that I can go, boom, you're milked, boom, you're milked, boom. Well, I know it doesn't happen that fast. So that's what's going on there. Mocha and Dudley are at Let's Homestead instead, and I'm sure you've seen the videos. I'm sure you realize they're doing okay. They're doing really well with the move. Blue, the new rooster, has gotten aggressive. Now, I've gone in there with shorts on. Howie just about locked me in my room for that because the last time I had a rooster go up and down the backs of my legs with its spurs was because I went in with my shorts on. So I didn't think. I just went in with my shorts on. He didn't get aggressive with me, but when I'm doing the chores, I only just reach in for the water and reach in for the food. Howie collects the eggs when he gets home. And Blue has gotten aggressive with Howard. So they're having a bit of a war of wills right now, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. If anything, I will pick that rooster up and I will snuggle him and I will cuddle him. And if he gets aggressive after that, well, he'll be soup. In the meantime, as you all know, the Frankenbaiter did not work because the light bulb that was keeping that lifted the temperature right up to the proper temperature was overheating the eggs around it. So that was an absolute dismal failure, but I'm not giving up. I have 1 or 2 more tricks up my sleeve, and I just may use the incubator in practice because I used it in turkey eggs and I really wish I hadn't. But I have my other styrofoam incubator has, I think, 8 or 9 eggs in it. And I'll be candling them this week. And I just took the egg turner out of the other incubator. There's a fellow, I can't remember your name, who's been telling me, take the egg turner out. It's not good for big eggs. Well, they're not that big. And I've had pretty good success with it. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do. If I get less than 80% hatch rate from the 12 eggs that I've just taken out of the egg turner, I will do my next set of turkey eggs without the egg turner, and I will turn the eggs twice a day, and I will see how they turn out, okay? So, I mean, it's not that I'm not listening. It's just I've done things one way for so long, and I always make changes for the better, hence the Frankenbaiter. But like I said, I have a couple of ideas for the Frankenbaiter, and what I'm going to do is when I'm finished it, I'm going to test some of my chicken eggs on it because Blue's been in there for a week almost. So that's time enough for actually the old rooster may still have some incubated eggs inside these hens, and the new rooster may have some incubated eggs inside these hens. So that's kind of cool, because I remember explaining before, chickens just don't produce an egg every day. Well, they do produce an egg every day, but they have this. Anybody who's cleaned out an old laying hen will see a little patch inside the bird with kind of a rubbly, pinkish, fleshy, little bubbly bit of flesh in there. That's where the eggs start. And they're tiny. They're like the heads of straight pins for all you sewing people. And each set gets a little bit bigger than the last. So there's like 20 eggs in different stages of production that are incubated with one pass from the rooster. Okay. So sometimes you'll get a soft shelled egg. That is not because they're not getting enough calcium. It's because they're putting an egg out too early. It's a day too early. Okay. They need the night to harden. They need another day or two to harden up inside the chicken. So they're all in different stages of production. The only ones that the roosters can't incubate are the ones that are already hard in the hard shell or softer shell when he treads the hen. Those ones won't be. So the rule of thumb is with roosters, whenever you put a rooster in, you can start collecting eggs for hatching within a week. Now, Blue's been in there almost a week, and Sunshine was in there the week before. So I'm gonna collect some eggs this week and see what I can do. Not because I need the chickens, but because I'm bound and bent, I'm going to make this incubator work, and I'm not going to waste another clutch of turkey eggs on it because they're just so precious, and then I'm not getting them every day, right? So there's that. Daddy is picking up the rototiller from the rental place today. You know, in another couple of years, we could probably afford a rototiller, but the thing is by the time we can afford it, we'll probably, I'll probably be retired from the garden, but we'll see. You never know. But anyway, Papa's picking up the rototiller today because it's the May long weekend. And here in Canada, or at least in our section of Canada, the May long weekend is when the vegetables go in. Unfortunately, it should have been till 2 weeks ago or a month ago if we could have, because that's when the potatoes go in. They're a cold weather crop, the potatoes and turnips. They actually go in the end of April. But I didn't get a chance to put them in because we can only rent the rototiller once. Am I too perky for you guys today? Yeah, look at my hair. I had a shower. No, just kidding. So anyway, what else is going on? Yes, once the garden is tilled, I'm going to be planting potatoes and turnips. And I am going to be building, I've got to get Papa to cut some plywood for me, but I'm going to be building some raised garden beds this year out front by the pool. And I've got it in such a way that they're not going to have legs, so the dogs can't get tangled around them, or Gracie can't get tangled around them. Gracie still has to be on a chain unless we are outside. And the way she's acting with Frankie is I don't want her off that chain yet because she'll try and lead her away. I've seen it 100 times with other dogs. Okay, not 100 times, but maybe 4 times with other dogs. And yeah, I have a tendency to exaggerate sometimes. But anyway, while Gracie's on the chain, Frankie stays within, a 15-foot kind of radius of Gracie. So that's the way it's going right now. They're outside. I just went and checked on them. Poor Frankie had to go on a chain yesterday because she wouldn't come in the house when Mommy called. Twice she made me go down the stairs on my bad knee and pick her up and bring her in the house. So I attached 2 leashes together, put it on a cinder block in the shade of the barn, and I put her out there, and she was not happy about it. She didn't freak out or bark. She just wasn't thrilled about it. Because guess what? There was about 2 feet distance between Gracie and Frankie where they couldn't touch. Because if I had put them closer together, they would have gotten tangled, right? Anyway, the punishment seems to fit the crime, and I just went outside, and they didn't want to come in because it's nice and cool today. They didn't want to come in, but they were staying together around the walkway. Uh, Daddy finally rescued my flower bed. Daddy built me a temporary fence to keep certain puppies out of my flower bed. What else is going on? Oh, Frankie, I'm telling you, putting a collar on her is not a great idea. Because, I take the collar off most of the time. I only put it on to put her on her chain. But Gracie uses it like a mother dog would use to pick up her pup. And she's constantly trying to get Frankie's collar so she can pick her up and carry her around. So while most of the time, Frankie cannot wear a collar until Gracie gets it through her head that she's not a toy. But Gracie, we thought Gracie was being really, really rough with her. And on Mother's Day weekend, thank you for all the Mother's Day wishes and happy belated Mother's Day to all the moms out there and the potential moms and the past moms and, the fur baby moms, all those moms. Moms are moms. Whether you have a child or not, mothers are born. They're not created when they have a baby. They're born. They're just born mothers. I'm not one of those born mothers. Really. Ask my sons. But anyway, my sons were up for the weekend, for Saturday night and part of Sunday. And Melanie, Arthur's fiance, girlfriend, whatever it is they are, they've been together 4 years, and I'm not going to ask anymore because every time I seem to ask what's going on or what their future plans are, I get stonewalled, right? So one day I phoned my son and I said, Arthur, I promise never to nag you about marriage and children again. If you tell me now, are you and Melanie planning on having children someday? That's all I want to know. If it's a yes, I'll shut up. If it's a no, I'll shut up. Just tell me. And he laughed and he said, Mom, children have always been in the future picture. And I said, okay, I'm done. I'm going to be a grandmother someday, God willing. I'll drop the subject. But they came, and while they were here, they were having such a good time with the dogs. But they were playing referee between Frankie and Gracie. Gracie gets really excited because Gracie's only a year old. She's still a pup herself. But she gets really excited, and they wrestle until Frankie yipes and says, okay, that's enough, man. And she'll run away or whatever, right? Go somewhere, right? But my kids kept going, hey, stop it, breaking them up. So Gracie didn't get her playtime in kind of on Sunday. So she was a little extra rough because you can't, you know what? You got to let them figure out their relationship. As long as nobody's getting seriously hurt, and as long as Gracie backs off, if Frankie yipes, they'll figure it out. But trying to keep them apart on Sunday, like the kids trying to referee them, just made them more anxious to wrestle. So, and trust me, Frankie is a going concern. Those needle-sharp baby teeth, she's figured out how to use if Gracie gets too rough. Yes, folks, she gives as good as she gets. So I've covered the garden getting tilled and put in this weekend. I'm building raised flower beds with Papa's help. At least 2, not flower beds, raised garden beds. For my beans and my pickling cucumbers, and I think for my tomatoes. So I might need 3. And, Daddy's going to work on the greenhouse this weekend. Now, the greenhouse, folks, is not a year-round greenhouse. We live in Canada. And I really don't want to run the power that it would take to run a greenhouse all year round in Quebec, Canada winters. But what it's for is my medical marijuana plants. And for those of you who don't agree with medical marijuana, just plug your ears and, or watch something else right now. But the medical marijuana plants are in my grow box in the porch, and they have to go outside. But we want to make sure, A, that the deer doesn't come, that the deer don't come and eat them, that we can control the amount of moisture they get. And so that's basically what it is. It's to get them in the greenhouse early and let them stay in as long as possible. That's all it's for. It's not a winter greenhouse. But we have some really cool, or he has some really cool ideas about how he's going to do it. So we're going to do a video on that. Poor man still has to build me a milking stand, but he just doesn't have time. So we'll see what's going on. It's going to be a very, very busy, long weekend. Today is Friday, the 19th of May, 2017. And tonight, we're breaking the rules because our diet has changed. We're eating less and less carbs and more vegetables and fruits and lean meats. And it's not going to change how I develop because I am what I am, and that's just what it is. I can get friggin' fat on air. And no, it's not my thyroid. No, folks, don't worry about it. I am a product of my environment. My body doesn't work the same way doesn't work the way it should. But it's Friday night, so it's pizza night. And it's not pizza night every Friday night, usually once or twice a month that we do it on Friday night because Daddy's got Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off, and he's going to be working solid. So tonight, it's pizza night and movie night. I have no idea what we're going to see. We saw A Dog's Purpose, and it was really cool. It was really dark in places, It was really sad in spots. But it had a happy ending. And I start to think, guys, you know how I feel about dogs. Dogs are, to me, are angels. Animals, especially household pets, they can't speak, but they can watch you. And I honestly think that God watches us through our pets and our animals' eyes, because how we treat animals and things that can't tell you their feelings, that can't defend themselves, how we treat those animals is a really big deal. You think about that. If you're cruel to a dog and God's watching you through that dog's eyes and all that dog ever did was love you, man, oh man, what's waiting for you at the other end of the tunnel, right? So anyway, that's just one of my little philosophy things. So I've got a load in the wash, a load in the dishwasher, and I've got 3 baskets of laundry to put away and 2 more to do. And I've got a vacuum, and I want the house to be, I can't always do my housework the way I want to or the way I used to. So now I've caved, and Nancy's going to be coming in twice a month to do the big stuff, like washing all the floors and, cleaning the counters and wiping down all the appliances and cleaning the bathroom and all that stuff. She's going to be doing all the big stuff twice a month, so that all I have to do is maintain laundry and dishes and meals and vacuuming and dogs and all that other stuff that if I had to do all the time now, I wouldn't be able to. I'd have to retire from homesteading. So we know when that's going to happen. That's going to happen when Mrs. Wolfe can no longer can vegetables, So this is the Mrs. Wolfe for Our Half Acre Homestead saying, for all my Canadian friends, do you guys, your Memorial Day is next weekend. So for all my Canadian friends, have an excellent long weekend. Yeah, it was hot yesterday. It's cold today. We're going to get rain. We always get at least 1 day of rain on the long weekend. So just roll with it. All right. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. More videos coming next week.